Hmm. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. All right, and we are back. Let's see what we got in this boy here. Okay. So in the last one, we were basically finishing the IK-FK switching of the arm. And, well, now the only thing that we need is to actually be able to control this without having to, for example, let me select all the switch arms here, without having to come to this guy and manually change it. So we don't want that. Then what we need to do is just to create something that's actually going to drive it in a place where we can see it. So I did a previous little cheat scripting here, just so I don't create it all from the zero, like from the very beginning. And now we got this UI panel that is basically this script here. There are a couple of other things in this one that we are going to be adding in the future, but for now, that's it. So to be able to change this guy, what I'm going to do is to come here to the scripting tab, and I will have to create a property, and this property is going to drive that value. So instead of doing it here in Blender, we can, but instead of doing it there, it's a little bit easier to do it here on code. So that's exactly what we are going to do. That one is going to be IK-FK switch. So let's just write it here. IK-FK switches. And then we have the first one, which is the arm. Well, since we are going to have one for the neck as well, let's use this one as well, like this. I don't want it to be a float property, I want it to be an int property. And let's see a name for it. So let's just put it like neck IK-FK switch is okay. Let's keep it like that. The default is going to be 0. 0 is good. It means that it's going to be IK by default, and then the minimum is going to be 0, the maximum is going to be 1, and let's add a description, and this is going to be switch between IK-FK for the neck. Good. This is it for now. Later we are going to add a new order thing here, just to be able to change the visibility of the collections on the fly. Like we change it from IK to FK, and then we're going to see the FK collections only, not the IK ones. Good. So let's continue. Let's just put it like this, neck, and then here we have one for the arms, and then it's going to be arm IK-FK switch, just like we have there, but now an L to represent that this is for the left side. And let's see if all the rest of what Copilot is giving me makes sense. Yeah, BPY properties int left arm IKFK switch default 0. Yeah, good. So we can use that one. And the same for the arm right. There we go. And now we can create the ones for the legs as well. They are already there. So let's make it. Nice. Okay, so I created these properties, but the thing is, we are not using these properties yet. What we need to do what we need to do to actually use it is to put it in a panel where we can use. For example, this one, we already have like a neck IKFK switch, and yeah, is going to have like a text saying it's a switch, and it is of type slider. So since we already have that one, let's create the arms properties, and they are going to be basically the same idea. So we're gonna have a label telling that these properties down, they are going to be for the arms, and they are going to be inside of a box, and inside of this box I'm going to create a row that is split in a factor of 0.8. And inside of this row, I will add one column there and a second one, which the first one is going to get the arm IKFK switch L, and it's going to be a slider. And the column 2 is going to get the label, which is going to tell us if the property is IK or FK. And now we can create a second split for the left arm. So there we go. It's gonna be basically the same thing. Thanks to Copilot here, the only thing I need to do is just press tab and it's going to complete. But to use it, we actually need to know what it's doing, because sometimes it hallucinates and gives you things that don't exist at all in Blender. So we have to be careful with that. Okay, but just with this, we have something that will work most likely. So let's go back to Blender, and then we can reload it from disk and press this play button, go back to layout, and there we go. We have the neck switch. If we change it to 1, it becomes FK. If we change these ones to 1, it becomes FK. And when it goes back to 0, IK. That's basically what we want. Then I'm simply going to right click this guy, copy it as a new driver, and let me see if everything here is selected. Yes, it is. And so in this case, I can simply paste this driver here and right click it and copy drivers to selected. Nice. And so now if I switch, whoops, not this one, we see that it is changing the values here. Okay, and so now we have a fully working IKFK switch chain for the arms. Almost, because we still need to make the ORG chain follow the switch chain. So in that case, I'm simply going to select the 3 bones that compose the chain, and I'm going to the Delegate Rigger tab. If you don't have it yet and you would like to test it out, this Delegate Rigger add-on is available for free. There is a link down in the description. It's going to send you to GitHub. You just need to download the zip file from there and install it in Blender. It will most likely only work on Blender 4.2 or 4.3, I guess, and something like that. So if you're using an older version of Blender, it's not gonna work. All right, so got that. What we are gonna need to do now is just copy the transforms from the M8 switch chain, which we can use this guy here. It's going to copy the transforms from the MCH switch to the ORG switch, and the name is going to be IKFK switch. Enter, and there we go. We have the arm going all the way there. It's kind of broken. It's fine. No worries about it. We can test it if it's actually going to the other chain, and yes it is. So in this case we can simply go back to edit mode. Let's go. Okay, select all the bones from the chain. One thing that we might want to do right now is to symmetrize it. Or maybe not. Now let's symmetrize it now because it's gonna be easier. So I'm gonna select all those bones there and right click, symmetrize, and we have this other side done automatically. One single thing that we need to do in this one is that here, even though we changed this guy, this one doesn't change. If we change this one, it doesn't change either. So we need to do something about that. And for that, we are simply going to search for MCH switch. There. Shift H to isolate it. Select all these guys. Make this one the active. Right click here, copy as a new driver, paste driver, and then copy driver to select it. And then let's check. Yup, it's moving. And the same for this one. Yeah, it's moving. So we are good. Now that we have it, we can go back to edit mode. I'm gonna turn this mirror option on. And then we can just move these guys back to where they should be. So GXX -1, because I remember I moved them by a factor of 1, and then put the other ones there as well. Oh, so there, GXX -1. Oh, one thing that I was forgetting about is to get the screencast on. Okay. So going back to pose mode, again Alt H to see it, and now we should be able to get here the MCH IK hand and move it. Yeah, and we have the arm moving. Good. Just to see if it's working as it should. Yeah, so if we put it to FK, then it goes back to where it was before. Nice. Now the same thing, but for the other side, just to be sure. MCH IK, let's move it. Let's rotate it like there. Okay, we are good. Let's move it. Nice. So now that we have all of it, we can actually start making things a little bit easier for us by creating some collections. Well, one that is already complete, we can say, is the torso. So let's start with that one. It's gonna be a torso collection, and then we have it. For now, I'm going to grab all the controllers and that we have that are part of the torso. So an easier way to do that, let's just search for control, Shift H, and there we go. Okay, so pelvis is going there, the control there is going as well. So I can select all of these guys and these two and put them all in the torso collection. But it would be a little bit better to make this more organized. And so at the moment we have only one collection for the torso, but for example, I don't want to see the tweaks from it all the time. Then in this case, I'm going to create a torso tweaks. And then we can get the tweaks from here. So, tweaks only. Oh, yeah, it's only tweak, not tweaks. Then Shift H to isolate them. Only want those 4 and put them in torso tweaks. Okay, Alt H to bring everyone back. And then we can search again for Control, Shift H. And now let's see. Things that we are going to be able to see all the time is, well, the control torso. And so this one I'm going to put it here. And the same thing for the control chest master. I'm going to put it here as well in the parent collection. And just to finish, we can create a torso FK. And then we can search for FK, isolate them. We simply want these 3 and put them here. Let's see, the pelvis would also be considered an FK if I'm not mistaken in this case. So I'm going to put it there for now as well. Might change it later, but for now I'm going to keep it there. Okay, so this way we can simply get rid of that. And there are a lot of bones that just vanished. So we are not gonna have those polluting and the view. Polluting. Let's see, MCH ones. We can get rid of them as well. And then now we have only the ORG ones. Okay, so for the chest, that is basically it. We can create a new one then for the torso, well, for the tail, not that. There. So for the tail, we want like I think it's gonna be 3 of them. Let's see. There's gonna be a tweak. It's gonna be FK. And then there is also the chain ones. Yeah. So let's create it. So tail. There's gonna be an FK one. There is going to be a tweak one. Tweaks one. And there is going to be a chain one. Right, so now we can search for tail, Shift H to isolate it. And then let's go first with the tweaks. So Control F, tweaks, well, tweak. And there, those should go in here if we remove it. Yeah, that's good. Then we can search now for FK. And then they go here. And we can search now for chain. And they should go there. Nice. Okay, so this way we also have the tail complete. Alt H to bring everybody back. And let's see what we can do now. Yeah, we can work with what we already have, which is the arms. So let's make it. Go create a new one. This is going to be arm left. And then I'm already going to create a new one that's going to be arm right. Okay. And here we're gonna have left FK, and there is going to be another one that is left IK. And in this one, right FK, and another one that's going to be the right IK. Right, good. These ones, they are going to be part of both chains, and so we can actually put them in the topmost collection. So this one, I can actually, let me see, I will leave the name like that because I don't know. This is for Divine Beasts. Yes it is. I'm gonna put this one on here and then that one on here, and we should be fine. Another thing that's going to be part of the whole chain is the fingers. So we can also put them in the topmost collection. There. Then we grab these bones here and put them there. A rhythmology stream. I struggle with making good loops. That's a really interesting request. Yeah, I mean, rhythmology stream. My brother is the one making the rhythmology. So yeah, I can try to convince him to make it. We'll see. Most likely in the near future, we are gonna have like streams for not only rigging and things related to rigs, but also modeling, sculpting, and all these kind of things. So yeah, if you'd like to see that as well, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Gotta do this. But yeah, well, one thing about, well, rhythmology and that I can tell you about is mainly for like eyes and stuff like that. This kind of topology helps a lot. It's literally like you put a point here, a point here, a point here, and a point here, like a cross, and then you subdivide it and put another one in the middle of those things. So this way you have like the vertices, they match, and you're also able to get a good deformation when you subdivide it. So yeah, if you can do that, do that. So let's get the armature back. There we go. Let's see. So these are already in place. They are already in place as well. So now what we'll need to do is to search for the FK ones and then put them in the FK collection, which is going to be this one there, and then this one is going to be here of the H. And then gonna look for the IK ones now. Shift H. MC. I'm gonna grab all these here to the IK left, and then these ones to the IK right. Okay, good. Let's check if I get rid of that. We only see the ORG ones and the switch ones. Okay, good. The same for this. Nice. Now let me check this. Okay, we got the FK out, the IK. Looking at the other side of the arm. Yeah. So with this, we completed the IK-FK switch, and also did a little bit of organizing in the collections panel. So now let's go for the legs, and we're gonna make basically the same thing. Like, we're gonna create the same IKFK switching mechanism, but I don't know if we are gonna have enough time for this. But I would also like to make the roll on the fingers. And so, for example, if I move the leg kind of like this, we would have, let me grab it back here a little bit more. We would have here like the toe rotating, just so it doesn't go inside the ground. I want to make something like that as well in this live. I don't know if we're gonna have enough time, but I will try to make it as fast as possible. So stay with me. Let's go. So, gonna grab all these guys here, and since I am going to do that thing, let me see, am I actually going to need this one down here? No, I don't think so. Now let's grab it all. So all of these are going to be part of another chain. So I'm going to create a new collection. That's going to be a temporary one. Gonna send it there and isolate it. Right, so this way we can simply come here, create a switch chain, and we have almost everything set up to continue. One thing I'm gonna need to do is to create a controller, like the IK controller, that is going to be, well, gonna shift D this one, 3D cursor, 0, and then we got it kinda where it should be. Individual origins, make it bigger, put it around there and invert it. Okay, so now I can scale it up a little bit. Gonna call it control IK leg. There we go. And let me see, I will get this MCH IK tool and I will create an intermediate bone that was sent into MCH. And this intermediate bone is going to be parented to this guy. Okay. So let me see. Yeah, that's basically what we are going to need, I guess. I'm gonna grab this one. So we have 3 bones going up. Then shift select this one. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So this way we already got the chain length set up for us. And yeah, so now we have something that resembles what we are gonna have in the future. For now, this is good. Let's create the pull target. I will just duplicate this one. GY, bring it forward. And let me actually G shift X because I don't want it to move on the X axis. It can be there and align it with the world origin. Well, world axis. There we go. We got it here. Another thing that I would like to do is one thing to show me that this is pointing towards here. Then I'm gonna make something real quickly, which is, well, first of all, let me just parent this to here. So I'm gonna get a bone there. That's gonna be a known the form it was sent to org. Now, so in this case, let me simply shift D this one, and then I can, let me see, I can just scale it up. Select that one, cursor there, and then boom, make it connect. Okay, so now that it is connected there, I want this guy to be parented to this one, and I want this one, I'm gonna call it a vis because it's only for visibility purposes. This is going to be a leg for target line is going to be the name of it. Okay, so with that, if I move this, we move this guy here as well, but I want it to be pointing towards this place. In this case, what we can do then is just select this guy, select this one, and then add a stretch to constraint to it. And there we go. If we move it, that thing will keep pointing to that direction and also stretch. But this way it doesn't look very good. It's quite distracting. We can simply come here to this rigging tab and look for a line, which is this one right here, and create it. There we go. Now we have a line. Since we have another pull target here for the elbow, it would be good to create one for that as well, but I'm gonna make it later. And well, this way we can see where exactly this is going to control. So it's a good addition. It doesn't change anything, like in functionalities, but visually it helps a lot. And if you can make it, make it. There we go. Let's change the name of this one to Control. This is going to be Control IK leg or target, if I am not mistaken. I think this is the exact same thing that I wrote in the arm one, but just in case, let's check it out. Let's get this one. So the Control IK arm pull target dot L. Yeah, the same thing. Gotta keep things consistent. Okay, so now that we have that, we need to get this to control the pull angle, well, the knee direction. Then let's get here the armature, and whoa, now we got that option there. We can select the bone directly. We don't need to search for the name. That's good. We have it completely flipped. So if it is flipped like that, we need to unflip it. Let's try 90 degrees. Yeah, that seems about it. Just gonna put the 3D cursor there so we know where it is. We see that it's not in the right position, so let's move it to roughly the center. Try to get as close as possible. I think this is as close as I'm gonna be able to go. Then that's it. And test it out. Let's see. Yep, seems good to me. Nice. So now that we have that, the only thing we need to do is to create the actual mechanism, and for that it's gonna be really simple. just select all the MCH switch chain and then go to the, well, the Ledger Rigger tab. Gonna have this copy transforms to chain. We are going to copy it from the MCH IK prefix first, going to send it to MCH switch, and this is going to be the IK switch. There we go. And now we can do the same thing again, but for Control FK, and this is going to be FK switch. Right. So with this, we can keep one of the bones as the active one, and then we can go back to the rig UI. We have the arms there, but we don't have the legs there yet. So gonna need to make them. In this case, back to code. Legs properties. Layout for the legs, it's going to be a box select. There, these are basically going to be the same thing, so we can fast forward. Let's go. There. This one, okay, and yeah, it should be it. Now we can go back to Blender. The scripting tab, reload from disk, and press that play button. And we got the lag properties here. Nice. So now, right click, copy as a new driver, paste it, and copy it to the selected ones. There we go. So if we move it, it goes from one side to the other, which is pretty nice. Okay, but now there is one thing that I'm going to try to do, which is that I was talking about in the beginning of the stream. Since this was really fast, I guess we are going to be able to make it no problems. Yeah. But for that, we need these guys in the correct place. So let's symmetrize, grab all of these, and then right click, symmetrize it. There we go. Oh, yeah, but this way I forgot these guys. I'm just gonna select all of them. And the Ledger Rigger, copy transforms to chain, and it's going to copy from MCH switch to ORG, and the name is IKFK switch. There we go. We got it in the correct place. Now we can simply symmetrize it. And it is symmetrized, but this one most likely is in the ORG collection there. So let me check. I'm gonna grab these ones here. There, that one. There we are good. There is something weird going on there. We gotta be careful with that. And let me send it to the temporary layer. There we go. Okay, so it's working. Really weird seeing it like this, but it means it's working. Okay, now we can simply grab these guys, all of them, and send them to where they should be. Oh, G, X, X again, -1, put him there. Remove the selection there, repeat, remove selection, repeat, and we got it in the right place. Okay, just to be sure it's working. Yeah. Let's see this one. Moving, good. Let me see. What is the thing here? Oh, yeah. So it's set to FK. This is why it's not moving. And there is another thing that we need to do, which is adding the drivers to the right side as well. So gonna Control F, look for MCH switch, and isolate it. There we go. So this way we can just select all these guys that are part of the switch chain and copy this one as a new driver, paste it here. So paste driver, right click it and copy driver to select it, and we should be all right. So Alt H, if we move this guy to IK and then move this here, yeah, we got the leg moving. The same for this one, yep, same, that's working. Let's check down here. Leg moves. Let's try this other one back here and put it back. Yep, it moves. Let's see if the switch is working. Yes, it is. This one? Yes, it is. Okay, so in this case, we can put it all back to where it was before and send it to the appropriate collections. I'm gonna create a new one, and this is going to be leg left. And we're gonna create a new one, and that's gonna be leg right. And it's basically going to be the same thing as we did up there. So leg left, FK. Let's create a new one. Left IK. Now let's create one down here. Leg right, FK. And a new one, IK. Okay, good. Now that we have all of it, we can select all the IK ones and send it to the IK layer. So, well, actually, let's begin with FK. There, so I'm gonna select all of those, and send it to the left FK layer. Ctrl I to invert the selection and send it to the right one. Wait, why did it? Ah, yeah, of course, because this one is the solo collection, so it's gonna disappear. Yeah, that's right, that's right. Okay, so Alt H, bring it back. Control F, gonna search for IK now. And Shift H. Gonna look for all the left ones first and send them to the left collection. And now I can simply select all the bones that are left. Well, right. And put it on the right side. Alt H to bring it back. And these visibility ones, they are also part of the IK one, so I'm gonna send them there. There and there. Okay, now MCH, we don't want to see anymore, and let's see these ones. I'm gonna just look for MCH in here. I don't want the MCH switch ones. MCH switch ones, well, everything here should be in switch, so go there. Good. And the ORG ones, all the rest of it ORGs, yeah, so you go back to ORG and we can go back with the the visibility, the full visibility of things that we had. Okay, good. So if we get rid of the right and left leg visibility, we see that these bones, they are not in the correct place, and also they are not in the correct collection. So for them, since I want them to be in both collections, I will put it in the, well, the topmost one, which is here for this one, and that one there is going to be here. Okay, good. Let's check if everything is correct. Moving this one, fine. Moving that one, fine. Yeah, we are okay, so save it. And well, now then we can start creating the foot roll mechanism, which is going to be well, not exactly the way that most foot rolls are taught in tutorials here in YouTube. This one we're gonna use an action constraint, because, well, we have 3 fingers and things like that, so it's gonna be a little bit more complicated to do it using like simple constraints. Well, then for that, I'm gonna grab this guy, shift D it, move it back and up a little bit. And well, it doesn't really matter if it's looking up or not. It's basically going to be just a controller to rotate in the X direction, because this is the only direction that I'm going to be making the roll for this foot here. Then let's just call it IK foot roll dot L. Well, it's not actually foot, it's more like toes, because the foot is up there, so this is the toes roll. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, I will grab the IK bones that we have. Let me see. Yeah, we only want the IK ones for the left leg. There. I will change the name of these guys to control. And I'm gonna have to do the same on the other side as well. So I'm just gonna select it here. Oh, did I get the right one? No, that was the arm. So there. I'm gonna need all the tools and change their names to be controls. So all of you're all gonna be control. Control F2. Change it to bones. We are gonna look for MCH and change it to control. Okay. So basically now what we can do is to create intermediate bones for each one of those bones there, so we can control those intermediate bones instead of controlling the actual bones. So there we go, we click it and well, it's gonna be sent to the MCH tab. So I'm simply going to get it and send it to Well, I'm gonna put it all in this left IK for now. And then we can work on it later. So let's actually check how this is working. Okay, so this moves everyone, this moves everyone, and this moves everyone. Okay, so it means it's right, it's working. Then, if it is working, we can continue to make the animation for it. Yep, animation. So let's go back to the first frame, go to the animation tab, and here I'm gonna change it to action editor. I'm going to create a new action, fake user, and this one I'm gonna name it CT for constraint, and it's going to be called tools roll. That's basically it. I want all these, see, these bones, all of them. Gonna need it. Gonna need this one, that one as well, that one as well, that one as well, that one, and most likely this one. And I want it to be mirrored to the other side. So I will do the same here and just select all these MCH intermediate bones that we have, because they are going to be the ones that are actually going to be animated. There we go. In the first frame that we have, I'm gonna press I, and then it's going to create a keyframe for all of them. Good. Now the thing is, I want to rotate the foot, but I want to rotate it around, well, kind of around this joint right here. So I'm gonna put that joint there, and I will get this bone and I will rotate it, but let's move it into frame 31. Yeah, 31 should be fine. Now we can rotate it. Nope. Rotate, rotate. So it's gonna do something like this. That up there is really broken. This is most likely because there is something that's parented to what it shouldn't. Yeah, most likely this guy is parented into the one down here. But yeah, that's fine. We can work on that later. And you see, I think this is already kind of interesting, but I want the foot to be a little bit closer to the ground. So kind of around here. And then we can work on the tools placement. So at the moment, this is going through the ground. We don't want it to go through the ground. So let's make some small adjustments. Like, whoops. In this case, individual origins. So X. And there, we move it. We are gonna get this one. Whoops. This one, I guess. Yeah. And then rotate it on the x-axis as well. And the same for this one. Should be here. Move it. There we go. So it is kind of now on the floor, which is good. Now we can come to this one. Since this is kind of leaving the ground, I wanted to get closer to this middle finger well, middle toe there. And then this one, I want it to go up a little bit, and the same for this one down here, until it doesn't go through the ground, which should be around here. Okay, and now the same thing, but for the other side. This one. Let me see, I also want it to be a little bit closer to this one. Okay. And then let me just isolate the view a little bit, just so I can see from this side. X. And then we can grab this one, X. Make it not be under the ground, which should be around here. That is all right. Okay, now that we have all of it, let's search for the MCH ones and Shift H all of them, and so it's easier for us to select all the things. I'm gonna select these ones. So these are the tall ones. I'm gonna need this, that, the same here, that one. Grab all of those, all of these, and press I again, so we have it correctly set up. Another thing, select everybody here, press T and make it linear. So this is going to move like that. Yeah, not bad. This is not bad. Okay, so now what we're gonna need to do is to actually be able to control this, but using that controller there. So first of all, I'm gonna go to edit mode, get this one and symmetrize it. Well, gonna get this one parented to there, and then this one parented there. So we always have it moving together with the actual IK control. And then now what we're gonna need to do is, if this guy rotates like 45 degrees, this action that was created is going to be triggered fully. Well, actually, I think we can make it be the exact same amount that we are gonna move. Well, the exact same that we're gonna rotate is the exact number of frames that we have. So since we have 30 frames, like 30 frames of animation, then 30 degrees is going to trigger all of it. So gonna select it there, and there is this add-on called Action Man. This is really nice, and this is from a guy called Loic Pinsard. So yeah, if you would like to grab it, I think if you can simply search for Action Man, you should be able to find it. But yeah, let's get what come through here. Yeah, this is gonna be that one, so boom, got it. And then we are going to use what transformation. This is going to use the X rotation in local space. Start is 0 and the end is going to be plus, so a positive 30 degrees. Don't want to split transformations. Now we can simply apply it. And there we go. So if I move it now, we see that it's moving both feet at the same time. This is mainly because the action there is getting both feet, and so it added the same constraint into both of them. So basically this is what this Action Man add-on do. If you create an action that is supposed to be used as an action constraint, you just click this manage button, well, manage toggle here, you choose what is going to control your action constraint and what is the activation range that you want, and then it's going to add the action constraints into all the bones that are part of the action, and also add a limit, like a limit rotation, limit whatever you chose to your controller bone. So this is really useful, so much so that I use it all the time. So there we go, gonna select that one, select this one, Ctrl C, and I want to copy the bone constraints into that one. Well, this bone is controlling the right side as well, but I don't want that. Then I'm going to look for all the MCH bones, and then Shift H, select these ones. I'm actually going to look for the right bones, Shift H them, and then now I can simply select all the affected bones, which are these ones, and then we can go to the constraints and change this bone control to be the .R one. So there we go, Alt and Enter, and then it should change to every single bone. So let me check it. Yeah, every bone is now with the .R control. Then Alt H, and let's check if it works. Yeah, it's moving both of them because we have this mirror on. But now if I do it like this, yeah, there we go. So maybe later I might change it to make these, well, this toes roll be a little bit more intense. Yeah, but for now this is already good. One thing that I need to do really quickly is to change the parent there, because that is driving me kind of crazy. So this guy, yeah, so this is parented to the wrong place. Not good, not good. So there, first of all, we want all these guys to be in the correct place. So okay, good. And then you, well, let's get the deform one first. You are going to be parented there, and then now let's get the ORG and parent it to the ORG foot right there. Okay, it should be good now. Let me grab this one and move it, and let's check. Okay, now it doesn't seem like it's breaking. Okay, good. Well, now we can go back to the layout then and make these MCH bones, all MCH bones, they have to be on the MCH. Well, not all of them, because we still have the IK one. So IK, search for it, hide them. Now we can come through. No, this is not gonna work. Yeah, I'm gonna need to grab these. Oh no. Let's try just getting the tools. Hide them for now. Then Ctrl F again, and then tool only. Hide them. And then Alt H, so they are all going to be selected. and then Shift H. So we make them actually disappear. Now I can look for the MCH ones. MCH. Yup. So it's only going to get the ones that are inside, and there is these ones that I don't want. Just send them to the MCH layer. And yeah, that should be it. Okay, good. Well, I think this is already pretty good. We did a nice progress. Finished the IKFK switching for the arm, the IKFK switching for the legs, and also added that little row thing for the tools. So I would say that for this live of today, that is going to be it. Yeah, so most likely I'm not gonna be streaming these next 2 days because it's Christmas Eve and then Christmas, but then I will be back on the 26th with, let's see, what exactly can we do. Yeah, it's basically going to be the neck and head part, and possibly we are gonna start working on the weight painting as well. Alrighty then, so yeah, that's basically it for today. If you got all the way here, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. And yeah, hope you have a very nice Christmas. See you in the next one. Bye.